All right, y'all know how this goes, right? Like, I gotta make sure everything's perfect at the beginning. All right. Howdy. Well, we gotta check this, gotta make sure we're looking good. All right, I'm E.H. Howard, and this is another episode of Unscripted. And what's unscripted? Yeah, it's just, I got no plan, I got no script, got no fucks. So, I mean, there's a slight plan right over here. It's within reach if I need it. Because I can be a rambling man, and I know some people like to call it the weave, but yeah, it's just me losing track of thoughts. So we need a roadmap, is what I'm saying. All right, so yeah, some of you, you might be old enough, like I am, to remember when the phone would ring. I want to say it was like after 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or something like that. I know it was during part-time TV because it would always, like, I'm missing something, but I think I'm missing something else. And the phone would ring, and your parents would be like, "Who's dead? Who died?" Um, I'm getting to that age. I'm that age where life comes at you, and it's tough when you own a small business, you're self-employed, you're a freelancer, you're a gigster, and life throws you a knockout punch. You're just kind of sitting back and you're reeling, and you're like, "What the hell is going on? I got to deal with things." And it's tough because I feel like, and I've said this, a million and one times, so I feel like I'm constantly repeating myself, but I feel like it needs to be heard anyway, is that we're just always on the defensive as a small business, a self-employed business, a home business, freelancers, gigsters, you name it. Let's call it the umbrella of independent workers or independent people, gig people. Because there's things that are outside of our control. There's a lot of things going on in the world that are affecting us, or will eventually affect us. I'm looking at you, tariffs. There's always obstacles in our way. We're dealing with competition from, it used to be big business, like that used to be, now it's mega business. It's like super big mega business. How are you as a small business supposed to not only compete with Amazon, but compete on Amazon if you're selling like products, right? Like there's thousands of people and their algorithm is typically not skewed to help us, all right? I'm sure there's some people that would argue with me on that point, but yeah, I don't think so. It's the same thing with like DoorDash. If you're on DoorDash or Grubhub or any of those, the algorithm is really keyed into the bigger companies, the people that are spending the big bucks, that have the money to, and put onto the app, not the small little restaurants, not the small little independent people. Yes, it's access that they didn't have before, and that's how they framed it. Like, this is a good thing. You're gonna get access, and you never had access to all this stuff before. So, woohoo, yay for you, But it's not really that. All right. But again, I'm getting off on a tangent here because that's a big enough problem. But then you got life coming at you, and if you're like all of us, you might just be sitting there on the couch, watching TV, latest episode of Severance, and suddenly you realize you're in the ER at 3 a.m, dealing with stuff. You might have a sick parent that you're taking care of, or you might have a sick parent and children who haven't moved out, or you've got health issues that you can't do anything but do freelance gig work when you can feel it. And so I've been struggling for weeks because we've been dealing with a lot of stuff in private lives as well. We're just like everybody else. We got health issues, we got family issues, we got things going on, and it ends up being you work when you can work, which especially if it's client work, that's not a great thing. Or if you're running like a 9 to 5 thing. I'm lucky enough in my position, like as a consultant, kind of business coach, kind of, doing my own thing. I don't really have a 9 to 5 schedule. I don't have clients that are working 9 to 5 schedules. As a matter of fact, my clients tend to do stuff off the 9 to 5 schedule. So it kind of works a little easier for me to buffer the storm. But in general, we really can't go on the offensive because we don't know what's coming. We're always kind of, and it's every time you turn around, like I feel like, and I've said this a million and one times, since 2000, it's internet market crash, boom, out of a job, housing market crash, pandemic, now prices of groceries are going through the roof. I think eggs in the past week have jumped, what, 40%? If you run a small business, you can't, and you need eggs, like that's a huge hit to you. That's not something you can control. That's not something you can deal with. You need to just kind of roll with the punches. But how do you do that? How do you do that? And I guess that's really kind of the question that I'm asking is how can we be better prepared for what's coming at us when we don't know what's coming at us? And for me, it's always been this sort of idea that I just can't control everything as much as I would like to, as much as I want to. I can't control shit. I'm stuck responding to things as opposed to making them happen. And that's okay. That's okay. That's most of our life we deal with that. But sometimes it would just be nice to be able to be like, okay, I'm really prepared for this. I know it's coming out of nowhere, but I've been planning for this and I'm ready for it. But yeah, it's one of those things I'm not really sure what the answer is going to be on this one. It's a tough one because life really does come at you. And who knows? All right, like I said, there are no really easy answers to this. It was just this kind of something I wanted to put out there and kind of really start getting a conversation going. Because I think maybe some of y'all might have really good answers, really good insight into how you are dealing with things coming at you. If you're a small business that uses eggs, I'd love to hear how you're surviving. Because it ain't gonna get any better before it gets it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So I think we just all need to buckle up and sit down and deal with it. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.